Welcome back. We already have a section imported here. Now let's animate this section. Since this is the hero area of a page, an on-page load animation is the most suitable choice here. It helps introduce the content smoothly as soon as the page load and create a strong first impression. So let's start by adding an on-page load animation to this section. Let's click on the section setting icon here. This will take us to the section. From here, let's navigate to Design tab. Here is DiviMotion. Let's open it up. There is nothing here right now. We have an Add Interaction button. Let's click on it. Here we have 4 options. For this one, we are going to use on page load. Rest 3 will use afterward. Let's click on page load option. This will open a trigger setting panel. Here we have disable animation option for different devices. We also have a rename option here. Let's name this to Hero on Load. Now let's close this panel. You can always bring that panel up just clicking on this trigger setting option. Let's close this up. Now we added an interaction. It's time to add an action inside this interaction. Here we have Add Action button. Clicking on it will bring 3 options: Custom Action, Action Preset, and Set Properties. For this one, we are going to use Custom Action. Let's click on it. This will bring Action Target Setting panel here and some setting as well here. In this Action Target panel, we are going to target the element we would like to animate. First of all, let's name this one. For this action target, we are going to target our hero subtitle. So let's type hero subtitle here. And let's open our action target panel. We can add multiple action here. But for this one, we need 1. So we are keeping this as it is. Let's select our target type. We have multiple options here. From this, I'm going to select element by ID. With element by ID, you can see that select target element is appeared. Now I'm going to click on it and we are going to select hero subtitle option here. Here it is. Now that our target is set, let's close this up. Here we have duration option. Let's set the duration for this animation. Let's say we would like to have 0.35 and start time will be 0. For aging, we would like to have linear 1 for this. Let's get to that animation property. This is the animation option you get on every action you add. Now, animation property, what it does, you click on here, there is a panel of property will appear. From this panel, you are going to select what animation would you like to have. Let's say for this one, we would like to have move Y and opacity option. Now here we have 2 value options, from and to. Let's say we would like to have this animation to move from -12 pixel to 0 pixel and the opacity will be 0 to 1. So this will animate. Let's play that animation. As you can see, that's animating. For better understanding, let's remove that opacity option. We'll keep this move Y value to -100 pixel. Now let's play this. See, it's coming from the top. So it's moving from 100 pixel to 0 pixel. So this is how that animation function works. Let's get back to our original value. We would like to have -12 pixel here. And for the opacity, we'd like to have 0 to 1. And this is our final result for this particular hero subtitle. We are done with this. Now let's close this up. Okay, now we are going to animate our hero heading. Let's add another action here. Let's click on the Add Action button and we are going to select Custom Action again. For the naming convention, we are going to name this as Hero Heading. And our target, we are going to keep that same as previous one. Let's select by element by ID, and for select target element, we are going to go with hero heading. Okay, we are done here. Let's close this one. For the duration of this, we are going to keep as 0.6 here, and for start animation, we are going to keep some delay. So I'm going to type 0.1 here. For aging, we will keep as it is, but for this one, we are going to enable stagger animation. Now, a stagger animation means animating multiple elements one after another instead of all at the same time. Here we have two types of stagger. One is total time, another is offset time. Total time is the overall duration of the animation. On the other hand, offset time will define each element animation time duration. So for this one, we are going to select offset time. And for the offset time, we're going to keep as 0.1. And our start value will be from start. This aging option will as same as it is. We're going to add some animation property here as well. The first animation property I'm going to use here is the move Y. Then I will require opacity. These two below I'm going to use here. For move Y, I'm going to use 40 pixel. So it's going to move from 40 pixel to 0 pixel. Then the opacity will be 0 to 1 again. Here I'm going to also use split text option, and the split text will be based on words, and I'm going to apply mask to split text. What this will do, each word will be animated according to that offset time we set. So this is it for our heading option. Let's close this up. We can always save and enter to preview on front end so that can be visible. Here it is. This is how it animated right now. Let's reload again. See that each word is animating. Okay, let's get back to the previous tab. Let's click here. Let's open our layer panel again. From here we can see. Okay, so the next animation we are going to implement on that hero text. So for that one, we need to go to add another action. Again, we are going to add custom action, and we are going to name this to hero text. Then our target will be again element by ID and hero text. Okay, let's close this one. Our hero text action is here. Let's add the value. Okay, for the duration, I'm going to keep is 0.5, and the start time will be 0.3. So that it will be some delay here as well. Aging will be same as it is. Now, for animation property, we are going to use again that move Y and opacity. So the move Y and the opacity. So this time, we are going to move this element to 20 pixel. And for the opacity, I'm going to keep as it is, like 0 to 1. That's it. Now we are not going to use a split text for this text we are animating here. So that's all for our hero text. Let's close this up. And the next thing we have here is the button. So let's add another action. Again, custom action. And this time is the hero button. Our target will be element by ID, and we're going to select that hero button. Let's close this. For our button, I'm going to select the duration 0.45, and our start time will be 1 second. And for aging, we will select something different here. Let's select that rough one. Okay, done. Now it's time to add the animation property. For this one, we are going to use same as move Y and opacity. Also for this one, let's add scale option. Okay, let's close this property panel. Now let's move the button 20 pixel to 0 pixel. Then we'll scale this to, let's say, 1.5. Sorry, from 1.5 to 1. And our opacity will be from 0 to 1. That's the first row we animated. Let's save this. And let's preview this on front end. As you can see, every element is animating in the first row. Okay, our first row is done. Let's move on to the next row, which include an image. Let's animate this image. Let's get back to our visual builder. In the second row, we have that image, as you can see here. Now, for that image, we would like to have something different. We would like that image to be revealed. To achieve something like that, we need to add a wrapper on top of that image. Let me show you how I'm going to do that. Let's add a module here. Just after that image module, I'm going to add a module which will be the text module. Here I already added a text module. Let's delete all the text from here. And we are going to add a background. The color will be similar like that background color we use in that whole section. Now we're going to position these to absolute. Okay, that's positioning to absolute. We're going to put that in the center, and we need to increase that Z index value. I'm going to type 5 nines here. Okay, now let's go back to design tab, and here in sizing, I'm going to select the width to 100%. Here it comes. And I'm going to set the height again 100%. So that image is actually now under that text wrapper. So I'm going to name this to image wrapper. Okay, we are set to make that animation happen. Let's go to our section setting again. And here in the DiviMotion, I'm going to add another action here. Let's add another action. We're going to select custom action. Here in the custom action, I'm going to name this to image wrapper. And for our target, I'm going to select similarly element by ID. Then I'm going to add image wrapper as our target. Let's close this one. Now here in the duration tab, I'm going to place this 2 seconds. Our start time will be 0. Our aging will be same. Now it's time to add animation property again. I'm going to click on this, and we are going to animate this something like scale Y. Let's say here scale Y. The value will be for scale Y. From value will be 1. And that 2 value will be 0. Now let's preview this on our front end. See what happened. As you can see, it's revealing in a different way. But we want that thing to go at the bottom. So to achieve that, we need to go to our panel here again. I'm going to close this image wrapper action. Here I'm going to add another action. But this time I'm going to set property. So here it is. Again, when set property opens, you can see we have the property list here. From here, I'm going to use that transform origin option. And our target will be that image wrapper. So again, element by ID, that image wrapper. And our name will be image wrapper property, something like that. So image wrapper properties, we'll keep that way. Let's close this one. Now for the value, I'm going to put here center bottom. So this is our CSS property. So what it's doing is setting that image wrapper original position to center bottom. So the animation will end it to that particular point. Let's see on the front end. Let's save this one and we're going to preview in front end. As you can see, that image reveal. Let's give a reload. Here the image revealing from top and going to that center bottom. This is what exactly CSS property is doing. So this is the end of our on-page load animation tutorial. I'm using here some simple animation to show you how exactly things work. You can go beyond that and create animation with this. There is CSS properties you can use and create something incredible. So give it a try. So let's move on to the next section where I'm going to show you scroll animation effect.